Okay, we're ready to move on with shipment number 27, and we're going to go right to the build. And this is going to be for stage 103. Now, if you want to see what's in the shipment, you can check out the unboxing video. I did that for all the shipments that I received. I'm not going to go over what we actually get in this shipment. We're just going to do the build. And you can see we're going to start by doing a section of the primary hull. And we've got stage 103, so let's get all the stuff out. All right. So the first thing we got to do is we have to put all of the escape pods in. So we need 7 of them. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7. We got 6 on a tree, and we have an extra half of a tree. Now we're gonna put them. We're gonna put the little lines on the bottom. That's what we've been doing throughout the entire build. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use AM screws to hold the backings on. And the backing is right here. Let's see, is there a... This would be L3. So this is going to go just like this. And that's going to be held in place with 2 of the AM screws. There we go. You can see the one that's missing is actually going to be a screw cover that's going to go in. Alright, so that's all set. So we're going to move on to the next stage of the assembly. And we're going to put it in to the primary hull. So we're going to get the big old girl out here. So I always have a problem with the instruction manual, so let's put this over here for now. So the way this is going to go, turn her around, is this is going to go and it's going to hook underneath of the sections that we've been doing, just like that. See, we don't have to worry about the lip on the outer part because it doesn't have that. So this one is going to be relatively painless to put in. So the first thing we got to do is put the DP screws in. What I'll do is I'll just start them and I'll tighten them in a minute. Yeah. Looks pretty good. All right, are they going to have us put the, let's see if we got to put the, yes, we got to put the screw cover on, and that's over here somewhere. Just like that. There. Beautiful. Okay, now it looks like we can put her aside and work on a secondary hull. So we're going to put the shuttle bay, or excuse me, the bay doors for the storage bay. See how they have the little picks, or the little pitons? And these little pins are going to push into the bottom of the ship. It's going to go just like that. Now, I didn't glue mine. I don't know if it really needs to be glued or not, but I think that looks pretty good. All right. Next, it looks like we've got these little pieces. Identify the left and right rear screw covers, 103M and 103N. The left and the middle screw covers 103K and 103L, and carefully press each one into the correct positions of the battle section as shown. You hear that click? That's a good thing. So we'll do this on the side, same thing on the other side. And hopefully we hear the click. Here we are. There. Okay. So now, peel off one side of the adhesive backing from the sticker and adhere it to the rear side of the left transporter emitter pad. So, the left transporter array, you can see the sticky pad they're talking about, and see this has no adhesive on it. So what we got to do, where are these going to go? Oh, okay, they're going to go over here. And you can tell by the different shapes, they're going to go into the different locations. Like that. And now we're going to peel the backing off of this section. We're going to peel off the backing so that just the adhesive is left. And this is going to go in over here. We're going to do the same thing now for the other side. There. It's starting to look pretty spectacular. All right. So now we're going to take the battle section, the escape pod screw covers, and we're going to hide the remaining screws. So you can see we're going to put quite a few. We got 8, 10, we got 12 of them. So let's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to use all 12. So let's get these off of the tree. Okay, so we got the escape pods in place, and there are these little things that are left, and I think that's going to go on after we put the rear panel on. So we're going to move on to the stage 4 assembly now, and we're going to be dealing with the back of the ship. We're going to be dealing with these lights. All right, looks like the first thing we got to do is we have to put the switch on. So we get the battery compartment, and we have the switch plate. It's going to go right there. So we're going to put it, we're going to rest it on here, and let's see. This is going to, where's the switch plate? Here it is. That's going to be held in place with 2 BP screws. These are really tiny. All right, we got the switch in, and now we're going to put the battery pack in. This will be a little bit easier, and again, that's going to be held in place with BP screws. We're going to need 2 of them. All right, hopefully you guys can see the, let me try to flip it around. And when we put the switch on, put it off, put it on. All right, so that's in. Let's see what's next. Now we're gonna do the phasers. So let's put this up over here for now. And we're going to put the lights in for the areas around the phaser arrays as well. Okay, so we got the little springs. So we're going to need 2 springs for each one. And it looks like the smooth section is going to go on top. So we put the phaser arrays in first, and the part where the little nub is going to go in first to the bottom, so that's going to be facing down. Then we're going to take the springs, and the springs are going to go right onto the little pins that are in there. Like that. And these are going to go on the top. Just like so. Where's the other one? Here it is. Just like that. So they're going to spring. Now this will be port, and this will be starboard. So port is red. There, now what we have to do is very carefully we have to bring this section down over the beacons as well as the phaser arrays. Okay, so I just want to apologize because my phone actually died when I was putting on the screws. But let me recap to you what I did. We put the springs in to the phaser arrays in the back, and we put them both in. We put the tops in on the bottom. The smooth section, by the way, goes on the top. Another thing that we did was I actually put the LEDs that were coming out from the back section to actually go into the lights, the port and starboard beacons that are in the back. What I did was I put just a drop of the super glue on the bulb because there's a little slot that the bulb fits into, the beacons. So I put them into place. I put the cover on, and it might be a good idea. What I ended up doing was I put clamps to keep it secure, and then I went and I had put all the screws in. The 4 screws in the middle around the battery compartment, those are actually going into metal, so you can really tighten those up. But all the rest of them are going into plastic, and you do not want to strip those. So we got the switch in, we have everything in place, and I just want to kind of show you guys what it looks like. So when you take the, let me put the light off so you can see. You got the little switch over here. So when you put the switch on, hopefully you guys can see those lights on the bottom. And we have the deflector dish, and hopefully you can see the lights on the top. And then finally we have the navigation beacons in the back. So what we'll do is later on at the end of the video, when we put the battle section on, I'll actually put the lights out and we'll look at her in the dark. So this is finished. So let's put this off for now. And let's see what we need to do next. It looks like we need to get the primary hull back. I want to put the light back on. So you can see the first part of the assembly is we got to separate the lights. That's kind of like what we've been doing so far. All right. So what we need to do is we need to separate the sections like that, and I'll show you why in a minute, because the way it's going to fit into the frame, we need to put the wires this way so it'll rest in place. So just like that. I'm going to do that for all 3 of them. There we go. Okay, now we can move on. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start to put all the lights into place. So we're going to take one of the lights and we're going to put it into place with the clamp, but the other one we're going to actually leave for now. Okay, so it's going to go this way. We're going to have one come in, and I know it doesn't make a difference, but I just want to do the same. So it looks like they have the yellow and the green that's going to be clamped into place. So that's going to come in this way, and it's going to go right in this one over here. So the way the light goes in, see how it's going to end up going in place? And it's actually going to be held in place with one of these clamps. There. All right, now we're going to do the same thing for 1, 2. We're going to do the same thing for 4 more. Okay, so you can see we've got all of them in. And there was just one. This is probably going to go on another section of the frame. But we got all the lights in, and we had to put all those little clamps, and we got to put a screw in, and the screw is going to hold the clamps in place, and the clamps in place in turn are going to hold all the LEDs in place. Okay, so now I think we need to get the primary hull back here. So I want to get all the stuff out and make room. So it's going to go on this side. I'm going to make sure we don't get that switch all messed up. There it is. All right. Looks like we're going to hold all this in place with BM screws. And of course FM screws at the bottom. And JM screws at the very bottom. Of course, there's going to be 86 different screws. I had forgotten about that. Okay, so that's all set. Let's see, where are we supposed to put the... Let's see where we're going to put all 3 of the clips. All right. So, let's see, one of them is going to go here. All right, let's see, these should all come on now. So, hopefully you can see that. Let me put the light off. So we have this one, and it doesn't really say where to put this one yet, but so got this blinking light. There should be another one around here somewhere. I hope it's not underneath everything. So hopefully you guys can see that. Looking pretty good. All right, I think we can turn this off and we can move on. What did I do now? Looks like we got some pieces to put in here. So these are going to hide the screw covers. So let's see. We're going to start by putting one over here. Look at that. The other ones, now, and I'm not gluing these, by the way, just in case. You never know. I want to have access just in case. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so it looks like we have a couple more. So these, let's see, this one and this one, it looks like they're going to go on, this one's going to go on right here. Look at that. And this one is going to go on right here. Is that it? So we have to peel off one side of the adhesive and fix it to the rear of the 2 transporter emitters. Okay. And that would be these. And these are going to go There's a slight curve to them, so let's see. Yeah. Looks like that's going to go there, and this one is going to go right there. Okay, you can see we got the adhesive, so I need to take this one out. There we are. And this is going to go right here onto this screw hole. Just like that. So look at that. All right. Right now, looks like now we're going to put the battle section on. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that click. So look at that. Yeah. So it locks into place because you have to push it back. Hopefully you guys can see that. So the secondary hull is really starting to take shape. So when it comes to this now, I think there's a few things we need to put on the bottom. But she's really starting to take shape. You can see where the escape pods are going to go. All right, so we got 5 of those. All right, and we have the backings now. You can see the L. This is going to go on just like this. It's going to kind of click into place, as well as the top one, and that would be L as well. And those are going to be held in place with the AM screws. Here we are. All right, looks like now we have to do the windows. Yep, all right. So you can see we have the larger ones on the bottom in the middle. And that would be this tree. And we're going to put the backing on. It's going to be this one right here. And again, it's going to be held in place with an AM screw. There we are. See, it's going to actually be that way. Okay, so now, let's see, do we need any of those special large ones? Nope. So we only need 2 room lights that are going to be lit in the top. So let's get these out and ready to put in. So that's going to be the second one in. There we are. So we got a few room lights that are off. All right, I think we're going to do now is we're going to do the phaser array, and that's going to be held in place with the DP screws. So let's put it on, just like that. Yeah. Yeah, that section looks pretty good. So now we got to go back to the secondary. So this is going to go here. That looks really nice. And let's see, this one's going to go here. So look at that, starting to fill in. That looks really nice. And now we're going to take this panel. Look at that. That. So you can see the magnets in place. And then we take the cover, and this is going to be, remember, for the battery compartment, and that's going to go on just like that. Just like that. That was everything in 27. And when we move on to shipment number 28, I think we're actually going to be able to use the stand now, because we're going to put the secondary hull onto the stand. So my friends, I hope you're enjoying the build, and until shipment 28, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.